Welcome back to Mind and Magic. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about force and form, the relationship between the subconscious mind and the conscious mind, and how it all pertains to manifestation magic. So let's get into it. So I was in meditation last night and I was being directed to talk about this topic, specifically for those who may be having difficulty manifesting for one reason or another. They're just not getting it. The hard case newbies who may have tried but aren't finding success with magic and are only manifesting more of what they don't want. Now, I've already done a video on the top 5 reasons that magic fails, and if you are one of the people that are having difficulty with manifestation magic, then I would recommend starting there. I just watched it again. It is an excellent video. I wouldn't change any of the information in it. It is still my top 5 all these years later. But we are not going to tread the same ground in this video. This video instead is going to be a deeper dive into one of the 5, namely force and form. Now, force in the context of magical manifestation is going to refer to emotions, emotional force. And the form is going to be the form in which you put those emotions. More often than not, it's going to be a visualization. You are visualizing the form of something that you are adding your emotions to. Now, form doesn't always have to be visualizations, but 9 times out of 10, that's what it's going to be. And so in the context of manifestation and this video, that is the example that we will be using. You cannot manifest if you do not combine force and form together. It simply won't happen. And I'm going to explain it in a way that everyone can understand. Force, I said, was emotional force. Emotion is energy in motion, emotion. How are you to bring about your manifestation into reality without charging it with energy? You are filling the form of the manifestation with energy that it needs and uses to materialize. Just as you cannot bring forth new life without combining first a sperm and egg, you cannot bring forth your manifestations into reality without first combining force and form. It is the combination of your conscious analytical mind and your emotional subconscious mind, combining head and heart. Or another way of putting it is, as above, so below. For as you see it visualized above in your mind, in your head, you must also charge it and align it with your heart below. And if you can align both your head and your heart, as above, so below, it is then that you will be able to move mountains. It is then that you will be able to manifest as an adept does. The reason that force and form is on my top 5 list of reasons that magic fails is that most people are too focused upon the form and not at all on the emotional force needed to bring the manifestation about. They'll create vision boards. They'll try to be as detailed in their visualizations as they possibly can, which is important. But if you're not charging those visualizations, if you're not charging the form with force, with emotion, then it's like trying to conceive a child while you're wearing a condom and she's on the pill. Good luck with that, for your odds of conception are low. Now, this could be a real challenge for those who are very analytical, very stuck in their heads, and who have difficulty getting in touch with their feelings, as well as those who have emotional blockages to which their emotions cannot flow freely the way that they're meant to. And I've done videos on that as well. I'll leave a link to one in the video and in the description. But those who are having difficulty accessing their emotions are going to have to work on it. There's no way around it, because form can be faked, meaning your visualizations are not yet real. You can visualize and come up with things that don't yet even exist. Visualization is only limited by your imagination, which we had already talked about in another video, how imagination is the source of creation. But that form is an empty vessel until you fill it with energy. And that emotional energy cannot be faked. You have to feel it. You can't just visualize yourself feeling emotion. That's not real. You have to actually feel the emotion flowing through you and direct that energy in motion into your visualization, into the form. Now, for some people, that is a real issue. And for those people, it's going to take practice. Now, the good news is that any emotion will do. You can manifest with hatred. You can manifest with anger if that's all you're able to muster being stuck in a low vibrational state. If you're someone who has been beaten down by life to the point where you cannot even manage to feel joy or gratitude for anything, that you've now become an angry, hateful, spiteful Karen, you can still use that to manifest by doing the George Costanza opposite technique.
Every decision I've ever made in my entire life has been wrong. My life is the complete opposite of everything I want it to be.
If every instinct you have is wrong, then the opposite would have to be right.
Yes, I will do the opposite.
Instead of being angry about your lack of things, you need to take that anger and charge your manifestation with it. So instead of being angry for your lack of money, you now need to be angry for all the money that you have now visualized, combining that emotional force, however negative it may be, with the form that you are visualizing, and then putting it out of your mind altogether to allow it to manifest. However, this comes with a huge caveat, and that is the emotional energy that you put into your manifestations is what will also be returned to you, because all energy returns to source, and you are the source when that manifestation manifests. Just like new life that comes forth from a fertilized egg is going to have the genetics of both the egg and the one who fertilized it, so too will your manifestation carry with it the emotional charge that brought it into existence. So if you are using anger, aggravation, or other negative vibrational emotions to power your manifestations, that you can be rest assured that when your manifestation materializes, it will also be accompanied with a situation or come about in a way that aggravates or angers you. What you put in is what you get out. And this is why this method of manifesting with negative emotions is only recommended for the downtrodden who have no positive emotions to get in touch with. You're already pissed off and angry, you may as well use that to your advantage, even if that comes along with more frustration. It's a starting point on which to work and improve from. We hear so much about the law of attraction, but it's really the law of attraction and repulsion. A magnetic force can do both. And the emotional state of some people are better with pushing rather than pulling. Both pushing or pulling can move the same object. The key is facing the right direction in which you want it to move. Instead of being angry at all the lack in your life, be angry at all the blessings that you have to receive. Using that power of repulsion from the opposite side to move the object in the direction that you really want it to go. I hope and trust that makes sense to you. But it is far more desirable to attract, to pull towards us using positive emotions. And at the top of that list is gratitude and thankfulness. So that when it does manifest and come into being, you're grateful. You're thankful. You also gain the benefit of feeling good about it. So that it doesn't manifest in some screwed up way that's also going to ruin your day. Gratitude is the attitude of manifestation. It has the same frequency as being in abundance. And that is why gratitude is the first emotional force choice to use in manifestation magic. But again, it has to be real. You have to actually feel the gratitude. It cannot be faked. And the more you are able to ramp up and amplify that emotion, the more potent that energetic force will be. The weaker the emotional force, even to the point of not adding any emotion at all to your visualizations, the more impotent you will be, losing your magical potency. And yes, I am deliberately using terms that also pertain to conception for a reason. Things can only be brought into this physical realm, whether it be new life, a situation or event, or even objects that you want to manifest into your life, by first combining the yin and the yang, two equal yet opposite polarities. And in this case, it's force and form. I want to thank you for joining me on this deep dive for force and form. I think this is going to help a lot of people, but if you're still stuck and having issues with manifesting magic, then be sure to check out my video on the top 5 reasons that magic fails, which I will leave a link to on the end screen, and I will see you next time. Take care.